What's up, my folks? Hope everyone's doing good. Got Tankin is, when you want to keep him cool and relaxed and calm, and he likes the ladies. I'm getting her ready too. I'm gonna go over a few little tips, but it's funny how he is, man. He'll sit there right at that gate. He won't lay down. If I'm out here, that son of a bitch is like, "Come get me." He'll sit with his face right on the gate. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about time and heat and go over a few little things. This bitch is about to come in the heat, so I figured I hadn't started messing with her yet because I didn't want to get deep into work with this dog and her popping the heat, but now she's starting to come in, so I will be fooling with her. This is a good time. I just cleaned her ears, and I'm going to give her a bath this evening, get her feet, start conditioning her feet a little bit, and let her go on through her heat and get her blood back strong after her heat. And then I can start working with her, and I have, a few months that I can really, catch with her and hunt with her and all, which is a good time right now. It's perfect timing. But, yeah, that's before she comes in the heat again, and I got to, do all that shit again. But anyway, when you got your dogs working with them and stuff, you want to keep them in a cool, nice place. I mean, if you got them on the chain, this is how I see it. Okay, everyone's got their own theories. If you got a dog that'll work the chain, this son of a bitch will beat himself up on the chain. He's digging, he's going to dig, he's going to try to pull roots, he's going to do all that. He's just wearing himself out. This is why it's important to crate break your dogs, okay? Where they will sit this or have a good kennel set up for them that they ain't going to run ragged in. A big kennel, a lot of times they'll just run around in it and tear stuff up, chew up boxes. Yeah, I ain't coming for you, boy. But, this is the time that you're healing him up and you're getting him there. Now, if you got a dog that won't chew bedding up, that's fine. You can let him in there with some bedding and stuff. But he's fine. That's this nice soft deck for him. So I don't really like when I'm starting to work on putting any bedding or any kind of anything in there with them so they don't eat anything. I want to know everything that's going on with that dog, what's going in and what's coming out. That's how you regulate him. You understand? So if you're losing energy in a big pen or on a chain, you're not regulating what you're doing. You get where I'm at with it. That's what I mean by regulating what you're putting in and out. But that's another little tip for you guys. Keep them and it's the cave theory. Keep them in a nice, cool, calm, darker environment. I keep the fan like a doggy day spa. She's a little lady, man. She'll lay there. She's got her little bed. She don't tear nothing up. She knows what's up. She's enjoying this. But keep them cool. Keep them separated where they ain't up on each other or nothing. If you got one that can't, he likes the ladies, so he's good with it. You know what I mean? So he can lay there and he relax and recoup and start building up, and I can see what I'm getting out of him. But just little tips, even during the before you're actually, everyone wants to do everything fast right now and everything. There's nothing fast about them. It's all about time. You know what I mean? There's nothing fast about these dogs. It takes time to get them there. You can't rush them. You got to do this right. There's only one right way to do it. There's no fast way to do it. And that's the truth. I mean, there might be little tricks people use to help shed weight or help, but if you just do it natural and do it right the first time, you can go on a good level. Now, as far as like people are asking about antibiotics, there's a place. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But you better know what you're doing with it. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna fuck your dog up, the problem with them is if you don't know what you're doing afterwards, you'll never get pups off that son of a bitch if you want. That's for truth. I mean, you'll shut him down where you can't get pups off of him. But and a lot of questions about fleas. I know they're getting bad. I'm a big believer in this shit. Right? I've been running with this year, so I'm actually got 2 more bottles of it. So I use that a lot. The pad coat, what I'm using is that. It's the Happy Jacks pad coat. Now, I don't know what the deal is with this one, but it doesn't have the little squirt nozzle on it like the other ones usually come with. But that stuff works good. It's messy, but it does work. It heals fast. And it's not just for their feet. Okay, remember that. Toes to the nose conditioning. It toughens up and conditions all kinds of stuff. Like if they got any blemishes, you can put this shit on them. If you got stuff, your hands are busted up, you put some of this shit on your finger, watch how quick it'll heal. It's amazing. But yep, that's it. That's what I use. And as far as their ears, I'm using like a prescription stuff right now. I use that, and it's the fly, the fly spray. This is what I've been using, and I'm liking it. It's cheaper. It's like it's not as expensive as the other shit, and it works better for me so far. It's worked better. But I'm an everyday sprayer. You know what I'm saying? I spray every day, and it's just something that has to be done. Sometimes I'll do it in the morning, evening, whatever the bad, whenever it starts. But you can tell it only lasts about 24 hours. But those are a few little tips on a few things. What are you doing in there, dirty face? Come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? You sleeping? You been partying? Playing too hard all night? Just been in the house raising hell all night. Yeah, and I have a question about these puppies getting attention. Yeah, man, all the time. That's my little dirty face. But, yeah, all the time. And we take them inside, spend attention with them, let them. They're all good inside, good in the crate. I raise my dogs like that so they can rest and relax, you know. People are asking, there was a question, it was a funny question. I mean, it was a different question, but I guess it's worth answering. It's happened. It's happened a few times, actually, but ask if I ever been shot at in the dogs. And I usually don't talk about like the darker shit, like the dog thieving and all the bad shit, and give light to that so much, and promote light. But actually, yeah, I've been shot at a few times in the dogs. Been lucky. I'll tell you about the first time I got shot at. It's a lot involved in it on how it went down, and you can see what I'm saying about shit talking to these dogs, the type of people that's in these dogs. Let's take a walk, but because I got a video of people asking about this guy was saying just because they were dogmen, but it didn't mean they was badasses or nothing like that, or tough or whatever. Man, most of the dogmen that I ever ran around with or knew was pretty tough and pretty badassy. Even the older guys was dangerous motherfuckers. I'm promising you that. I mean, there wasn't no lily bells in the dogs, man. But anyway, even the women was crazy bitches. I'm fixing to tell you. So I get a dog from a guy. I've been networking in the dogs for a few years now, you know. I was still young. I might have been 18, 19, 20 years old. 20 years old, maybe. And I made friends with this guy, and had done several dealings with him. We had a great relationship. I would go over there, and this was back when everyone was, you know, the dog game was heavy, and everyone was matching dogs, and roll dogs with the guy and barbecue and cook out, and we had a good relationship, and everything was good. And you know, and if you guys know anything about the Florida bunch back then, we had little groups, you know, and they were all crazy as fuck, every one of them, like the St. Augustine boys, like Scooter Hoskins, them motherfuckers just as crazy as we was. I'm serious, man. They all was nutty fucking fruitcakes, but and I was just as bad as any of them. Outlaw some bitch, what I was. But anyway, so the dude, we had a personal agreement with the dog. It was some old McCall's Gutbuster stuff. Old timers might remember that shit. But and so I had an agreement with the guy that if the dog didn't work out, to bring him back if I didn't like him, and we'd work something else out, which was a good deal, you know. So anyway, the dog didn't work out. So I'll go to bring him back. And the night before, Mary was at the place, and she's like, "What are you doing with him?" I was like, "Well, I'm gonna take him back because he told me to bring him back, you know. And if he didn't work out, so that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow." She said, "Well, stop by my house and get me. I want to see if he's got what puppies he got off this dog. I think they had some shit. I don't remember some stuff. I don't remember what it was, but I want to see what because Mary had one of the bitches, same shit. And I was like, all right, so I picked her up. Well, I didn't know all this. We didn't have all these, communication things. It was landline shit then. And I didn't know this, but Mary done called him. She was kind of jealous about any relationships that when we were like that. She liked starting up shit with us because every one of the guys in our group, we were all buying dogs from her, and we were getting fair dogs, you know what I'm saying? And everyone was showing them paladin dogs and doing good. And she just eat it up, you know what I mean? She loved that shit. And so she called and told him that I'm pissed off now, and I was bringing that dog back, and I bet he better have my fucking money. Right? So this is just the mentality of the dog man. And this guy was older now. He was probably 60 then or close, you know what I mean? And I liked the fuck out of him. He was a bigger dude too. He was a real big guy. And he was kind of bullish, but he was cool as fuck with me, you know? And he come out. Didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing yet. And I'm just looking down. I had a brand new collar and leash on this fucking dog too. I remember that's what pissed me off more than anything. And because it's hard to get quality of the leashes and collars like that. And so he walks out and he walks up kind of close to, you know, not real close, but like a normal you would be normally. And I look down at the dog. I say, yeah, man, he just ain't no good. And then I look up and this motherfucker punches me in the eye. I mean, right now, he didn't say nothing about it. We get to fucking going now. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. I remember I threw the collar and the leash down. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like acting like he wanted to fight, you know, got his dukes up. So I like, you know, fuck, old man, I'm fixing to fuck you up. You know, we've been fighting since we were 14, like hard as fuck, you know. And so I went high-low, double-legged him, and I didn't want to hurt him, you know what I'm saying? He was my buddy. But his wife had a brand-new car sitting there, and I kind of came across the driveway, you know, and I set him down harder than I should have, right on that fucking car, and it caved that son of a bitch in, brand-new front end, the whole fender, the whole shit out, you know. And he's still flaying, you know what I mean, flowing. And so I like grabbed him, and I was like, what the fuck, motherfucker, calm down, you know. And he's still trying, so I kind of headbutt him, you know, not real hard. I just kind of like, you know, to calm him down. But I hit him on the bridge of his nose, split his shit, you know, like a tomato kind of. And it kind of got his attention, his eyes, like he stopped fighting then. And I was like, I didn't come here to fight you, motherfucker. And about that time, his son come off the porch with a gun. And I hear my buddy, because my buddy was with me, my buddy Tim, but two-man Tim, that was his handle back then. He was when he's like, he's got a gun, get out of there. So he was already getting in the car, we all rode with him, right? And the guys will know what I'm talking about from Florida back then, but this dude had a fucking big old like goldfish pond in his front yard. This son of a bitch was far across too. I didn't even make it into the water puddle. I cleared that fucker. I could hear bullets coming by me, right? And I guess somehow he got his shit together and the son gave him the gun, and we were getting Mary's ass was wilding. Anyone remember her crazy old ass? She was probably like in her about 60 then. She was way overweight. She had tattoos all over her. She's a crazy old thing. She's laughing. This motherfucker's slinging bullets down the driveway. She's laughing, and Tim's like, get your ass in the car. She gets in the car, giggling and shit, right? And we get down the road. She's like, you guys are exciting. I'm like, you crazy as hell, man. What the fuck was that all about? You know what I'm saying? Then it all came out in the wash. You know what really happened? He was pissed off. He threatened to tell on Mary for everything, because she had shit over her house that was illegal, and you know we was all outlaws back then, and you know he threatened to tell on her if I didn't pay for that fucking hood. He called the cops on me for it. I was like, you motherfucker, you come out and hit me in the eye. I could have smashed your fucking ass, destroyed you. I'd take it easy and let you up, like, you know what I mean? Don't fucking annihilate you. And then you still get a gun and shoot at me, and then you want to fucking call law on me. That's the kind of shit you dealt with back then. But that was just a funny story. That was the first time I ever been shot at. I didn't tell the cops he shot at us or nothing. We didn't mention that. Fuck all that shit. But anyway, you know, and the bad thing is I was more pissed off about that fucking badass collar and leash, man, than anything. Of course, my buddy wanted to kill him for shooting at us. But anyway, that's how it went, though. That was excitement. But y'all take care and y'all keep on bulldogging.